Hey, what's going on, guys? How are your meatballs? This is your Elite solo Easter egg guide for DLC 4 Forsaken and Cold War Zombies. You'll have the absolute best tips, all part locations, all steps, and literally everything and anything else you'll need to be an absolute beast when it comes to this Easter egg. Check out the rest of the guides linked down below in the description, like the under 1 minute Easter egg recap guide, or even the true ultimate map guide, not the BS that everyone calls ultimate in their titles. I got you covered with the real stuff, so just make sure you're subscribed this way you don't miss out on those Elite guides and any other Elite Zombies videos coming with Cold War Zombies and or Vanguard later this year. Moving on to the good stuff, I'd very highly recommend that you unlock and apply the Psi melee weapon to your class alongside the Ether Shroud field upgrade. Both of these are amazing and nutty for safety plus running and sliding around very quickly on the map, but is pretty much crucial for the early game and pretty much the whole game strategy, to be honest with you. That said, in order to enact this early game and actual whole game strategy, you're going to want to load up Forsaken and activate the spawn teleporter straight away as soon as you get into the map. From there, make your way back to this crate in the corner of spawn and melee the zombies jumping up to the crate. This is a super simple way to get a lot of kills and points safely. If you do happen to get overrun, use Shroud to escape, but as long as you're spamming your triggers, the Psis will absolutely shred everything. Do this until the beginning of round 7. Once the round flips to 7, start to head out through the teleporter and buy Jug, Stamina Up, and Quick Revive upon arriving to the other side. I usually finish round 7 right here and then go through round 8 and leave a single zombie on round 8. This is when you head through the next teleporter and collect all 4 pieces for the Pack-a-Punch repair tab as shown in the HUD. The cathode ray tube can be found in the TV store in one of these 3 locations. The circuit board can be found in the video store in one of these 3 locations. The focusing lens can be found in the cinema in one of these 3 locations. The fryer cage can be found in the Burger Town in one of these 3 locations. Once you've collected all 4 parts, head around the back of Burger Town and repair the teleporter in fuel processing. Go through this teleporter and sprint straight to the new teleporter indicator on your screen. A red portal will spawn an Abomination boss. At this time, I'd recommend getting the Krieg off the wall in the particle accelerator room so that you can A, kill the Abomination easier, and B, have a real weapon to get kills more quickly with and safely as the rounds begin to dial up, despite the size, yes, definitely still being very good. Regardless, remember that the most damage is dealt to the boss when his mouth is open. Keep that in mind. Now, upon killing the Abomination, enter the newly opened teleporter to the PAP area. In this room, you'll have to lift the lockdown and then press this red button across from where you teleported. A cutscene will play, and then the Easter egg stuff will get going. Now, over the next 2 to 3 rounds, get some armor and PhD slider for quality of life reasons. Pack-a-Punch decided tier 1, which is the highest you'll need. Play and try to complete the Nocturne and Totem minigame for bonus salvage. This is not required though. And lastly, add dead wire to the Psi and get a single dead wire kill in front of this arcade machine. Right after you end the round, activate the machine for 2,000 points and bring the ARCXD to the TV station, where you have to hit this panel, enter the opening, make a right into this corner, and detonate the RCXD to reveal a TV. Pick it up from the wall. Please also note that on this map there are various other side Easter eggs that you may fancy to do for your own reasons. That is fine. If you wish to do them, go ahead, have fun, but they are absolutely not necessary to do. As for this tutorial though, one of these side Easter eggs we will do, the Chrysalax Wonder Weapon. Now, if you wish, you could skip using the timestamps in the description or on the actual YouTube scrubber bar. You can skip this small portion of the video, but you must get the Wonder Weapon however you please, whether that's through the quest for it that I'm going to be talking about right now, whether that's through the mystery box or through the trials. It's up for you to decide. Mystery box, trials, quest. So, to get the tempered crystal hard part for the Chrysalax, you must buy a flamethrower for 100 blue salvage at the crafting station and use it to kill a red tormentor zombie. To get the polymorphic crystal core, wait for it to actually spawn in a few rounds after opening Pack-a-Punch behind this counter on the main street and just run up to it. It will spawn in a wave of bosses and zombies 3 separate times. The first time you run up to it, you'll notice that play counts and zombies will spawn. Clear them out and run up to the crystal again to spawn in a wave of tempest and zombies. Clear those out, run up to the crystal again, and clear out the last wave of zombies, and this time mimics. You'll then be able to pick up the polymorphic crystal core. As you can see in the gameplay, the Psi is also really good for this defense step. Lastly, to get the energetic geode, have an Abomination electric shock any mini dark ether crystal around the map. It could be tricky because you have to stand next to the crystal as he's shocking it, but if done right, the crystal will break and give you the part. Now, insert these parts into the tank in the particle accelerator room right here and get melee kills close to the tank to charge it. Once you have enough kills, you can pick up your Chrysalax. Remember that you do not need to do every single little thing one by one. I'm usually completing the main Easter egg steps and grinding for points and salvage, as I'm also completing the Chrysalax side Easter egg. So everything is laid out for you in this video the way it is, just for the sake of a good video structure, but you should be doing all of this stuff at the same time. Anyways, your next job is to make your way to the fuel processing and interact with any one of the 4 processing tanks to activate a 1 minute and 30-second lockdown. At the end of the lockdown, you'll be rewarded with the fuel tank. Although this isn't a co-op guide, I just thought I should mention it. If you are co-op, you guys must hold on separate ones at the same time. So one of your friends goes to one, another one goes to the other. You say 3, 2, 1, you activate it at the same time. I know this is a solo guide, but I know somebody else will use a co-op, so just putting that out there. Anyways, now head into the boardroom and check around the ceilings for this device right here. It doesn't always spawn in the same spot, but it will always be in the boardroom. Now, considering you didn't enter it already, there should also be an Abomination here. First, allow the Abomination to walk/charge past the device hanging from the ceiling. If done right, right, it will fall and you'll be able to pick it up. I'd also advise you to use this abomination to get your energetic geode part for the wonder weapon. Mentioned earlier, we just talked about that before, how you should be doing stuff all together at the same time. So this is an example of killing two birds with one stone. Use it for the part from the ceiling and to get the crystal for the wonder weapon part. Now we're on to the final step before the boss fight. Upon pressing the button within the pack-punch room early in the game, you probably noticed that 3 large Ethereum crystals spawned in on the map with orbs floating around them. Since it's by far the best weapon to my knowledge, use the gun version of the wonder weapon to shoot all 3 of these orbs. It is very tricky to hit them though, so you definitely may struggle a lot at first, as you'll also have tons of zombies and bosses on you. Thank you, Treyarch. Anyways, the locations of the 3 large crystals are the amplifier, the staging area, which is spawn, and the storage zone 5 rooftops. I don't know what happened to my mouth right there. Anyways, at each of these 3 areas, your job is to destroy all 3 orbs and then melee the big crystal with the axe version of the wonder weapon. This will give you an energetic shard and spawn in an abomination. Throw the shard at the abomination and his tail will turn red. If it doesn't turn red, pick up another shard from the same spot and do throw it at him again, and upon killing him, you'll be able to pick up a catalyzed crystal shard, again considering his tail was glowing red and everything worked as it was supposed to. Once again, you must simply do this process for all 3 crystals in your game, and you'll have 3 catalyzed crystals total as displayed in red on your fuel tank in the HUD. Again, how this works is you're going to shoot all the orbs with the gun version of the wonder weapon, transform it to an axe, destroy the big crystal, and pick up plus throw the shard at the abomination that spawns in order to get those 3 shard charges to get the fuel tank to max, again as shown in your HUD. Once done, ensure that your crystal axe is at least double pack punched, preferably of course triple pack punch though. Also make sure you have all of your important perks and that you're ready for the boss fight. If so, head to the main streets and build the Ethereum neutralizer right here. Wait a couple of seconds and then follow the neutralizer to the boss arena. You will have to constantly recharge it though, so make sure you keep spotting the right crystals laid out ahead of you and be ready to go run up to them and break them, pick up the crystal, and then run back to the neutralizer. Stay within the bubble of course at all times, unless you are actually running to get a crystal to charge the device, or I mean if you just want to die, you run free, but I would not recommend that. Anyways, make sure that you're constantly killing zombies when you leave the bubble, as the crystal axe melee will regen your health and armor, of course, considering you are upgraded melee to tier 5 in your skills for Cold War zombies. If it is, you will get back some health and armor, so make sure you're getting kills outside of the bubble, especially if you get hit by zombies so you don't freaking die. It won't be that big of a deal though, because once you reach the end of the escort, you can get anything else you may want for the boss fight, and that of course does include perks or special stuff like a death machine, which I highly recommend from the crafting station, for example, and then interact with the door to enter the boss once you're fully set up. Here's just some general tips and things to remember. Don't forget that you have Ether Shroud, so if you get stuck, just use that to escape. It's also worth mentioning that the turret gives you invisibility from the zombies, so they won't hit you while you're on it. Also, at times, the boss will drop red orbs into the map. Although these orbs won't down you, they are by far the most dangerous attack, and they will damage you, so just try your best to destroy them with your wonder weapon. Now, for stage 1 of the boss, you'll have to first destroy the armor on both of his shoulders. Shoot each shoulder's purple crystals until you see red energy explode. Either use the Death Machine Score Streak or a wonder weapon to do this, as these are the best by far. You'll notice as you're shooting him that his armor bar will go down to 0 when done, 50% for each shoulder. Next, locate Maxis and get zombie kills in her purple circle until she's charged. You'll know she's charged when she goes up to one of the turrets and activates it for you. Get on that turret, use it to shoot the red energy weak spots you just broke armor to expose, and once you find the right spot that gives you damage while you're on the turret, don't move the turret all that much. It's tempting, I know, because the turret's bouncing around, it looks like you may be missing shots, but you can see very clearly that the firepower is still being delivered to the same place, even though I'm not even touching my friggin' button to move the turret at all. So you must successfully destroy each shoulder's health to get the first cutscene to play, and again, in order to do so, charge Maxis, of course, first destroy the armor, charge Maxis by getting kills in the circle, use the turret she activates, and line up the bullets to one of the shoulders. If you don't destroy the weak spot fully, you will have to redestroy the armor again on it, charge the turret again just like you did with Maxis, right? And then make sure the bullets are hitting the right spot, as I just said. Just line it up once and don't touch it after that. Just keep shooting straight, and you must do this for each shoulder once again. So it's 25% for each shoulder, 25. He'll have half health, and a cutscene will play once he's at half health. Stage 2 of the boss starts with you having to destroy the purple crystal armor on his chest, and you have to go ahead and charge Maxis again so she can enable a turret that you can use, of course, once again to damage the Forsaken in the chest. Go ahead and do the same thing that you did for the first, 2 shoulders, now just on his chest. Stage 3 of the boss fight is exactly the same as the previous 2, just with the boss's head. Destroy the armor on his head, of course keeping note of the armor and damage indicators on the top of your screen. Charge Maxis in her purple circle, and use the turret she activates for you. Successfully lay enough bullets into the boss's freaking head weak spot, and that will complete the boss fight. Yes, you're supposed to die, by the way, at the end, because you fucking suck at zombies. You're a noob. No, I'm just kidding. Dying is normal. The cutscene will play shortly after you go down. Subscribe for the highest quality guides. Go into Vanguard Zombies. Take care of your meatballs. Peace out, you sons of bitches.
I've been wishing for some better days. Could you listen? No, why can you stay? I write love you songs for a day.